Hi everyone, this is Tabor Cope, and this is my 9th video I'm doing on budgeting. And in this video, I'm going to cover in my spreadsheet how you're going to show inter-category transfers and how you're going to show shopping returns. If you haven't seen my other videos, I recommend you go see them first. You can find them by clicking on the links in the description below, or by going to my website, taborcope.com, and on my budgeting page, it has all the videos laid out there. I'm going to be using the example spreadsheet that I made in my previous video, and so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Now, an intercategory transfer is when you want to change money from one category to another. So for this example, I'm going to say that I want to transfer some money out of my charity category into my food category. So what you're going to do is, in the transaction section, you can go ahead and put in the date that you're doing this. And we'll just make up the day. And I usually put in the notes and comments section something kind of like transfer to food. I know that's the food category. And in the withdrawal section, I'm going to put in the amount that I'm going to withdraw or transfer to the food category. In this case, I'm going to put $200. Now you'll see that it automatically deducted the amount that I had in my charity category. Now the key is I'm not going to select an account in the From Account box. I'm just going to leave that blank because I didn't really make a transaction anywhere. And I'm going to go over here to the food category, put in my date, and then I usually put something like transfer from whatever category the money's coming from. And the deposit section, I'm going to put in the same amount that I withdrew. So now I've made the deposit of $200 to my food budget, and you can see I've got that money now reflecting in my current/end of month box. And that's pretty much all there is to it. The key thing to remember is when you're doing inter-category transfers is to not select anything from this box. And you can see that reminder here in the money flow box. I've got this item right here to remember. And you can see as it says, when making inter-category transfers, do not select an account in the From Account box. And this is what I'm talking about here. And again, simply you don't do that because you haven't technically made a transaction anywhere. You're just moving money from one category to another within the budget or within the spreadsheet. So that's how you do inter-category transfers. The second thing I want to cover is how to do shopping returns. So there's two ways to do shopping returns. The first way is the easiest way, and ideally that's kind of how you'd want to do it most of the time. So let's say in my Walmart transaction that I've got here that I actually went back to the store and returned something, and it was charged to my American Express credit card. And they're going to go ahead and just give me a credit on American Express. And let's say that I returned $25 worth of merchandise to Walmart. And let's say I go back to Walmart a few days after I've made the original purchase. I make the return a few days later, and then a couple days after that, it posts to my account. And so the easiest way is to just go, okay, well, the original transaction was $150. I returned $25 worth of items, and so I'm going to go ahead and just change this withdrawal amount from $150 to $125. And now I've got that fixed and it reflects correctly. I'm going to go ahead and change it back so that it fits well for the rest of the example. The second way to show a shopping return is maybe the second scenario where you have made a return maybe the next month or a couple months down the road. And so I'm going to go ahead and move to April here. And the best way to show this for the best record keeping is to act like they gave you cash and you deposit within your checking account. Even though in this particular example I made the transaction with my American Express credit card and really they're just going to credit the amount back to my credit card, then this is how you're going to have to show it in the spreadsheet. So we'll put in the date here and we'll say return to Walmart, and we returned $25. So we're going to act like we got that $25 in cash and we deposited into our Wells Fargo checking account. Now you'll notice that I've got $25 showing in my money not allocated box. Now that with the original transaction in the previous month of March was in the food category. So I'm going to go ahead and go here and deposit the money into the food category. So now my food category got the $25 back that I returned. Now there's still the issue of I need to show that $25 credit from Walmart into my credit card. So I'm going to go here to the transfer between accounts, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer the money from my Wells Fargo checking account to the credit card. So now we've shown how to do a return maybe a month later. Basically, you act like they gave you the cash and you deposit into your checking account. Then you deposit or allocate that money into the category that you want the return to go into. And then the final step is to act like you went ahead and took that cash and you moved it to the account that you're doing the return on. And that's probably the best way to show a return when you're looking at a return that happened months separate from when the transaction happened. If you're doing a return within a relatively short time of when the original transaction happened, then you can go and just change that original transaction like we did in the first example here in March when we changed this from 150 to 125. Well, that is it for this video. In my 10th and final video, then we are going to go over the year's totals page in this spreadsheet and a few more strategy pieces that are incorporated into this spreadsheet. If you like this video, please share it with others. And again, if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. Or if you're on my website, you can go to my Contact Me page, and there you can send me an email and I'll reply back to you. All right, thanks. We'll see you in the next video.